Okay, class, welcome back. This is our last objective, objective 5, and I'm going back to sharing my screen here. Woo, all kinds of crap going on. All right. All right, objective 5, we're going to discuss the single participant designs. So what does that mean to you? Ask yourself, what's a single participant? That means you only have one person. And you've heard of that before with a case study. But sometimes these are called single participant experimental designs or quasi-experimental designs to distinguish them from the case study. So the case study, you don't do anything with them, you just document descriptively what's going on. But in the single participant designs, we're actually doing something, we're changing some things, we're manipulating an independent variable. So let's take a look. Okay, so my internet is heck slow. Okay, so single participant design is often used for a treatment for behavioral problems in a single person. So this will be done, for example, as a clinical manipulation. And so it's different from this case study, as I mentioned, because there's a manipulation involved in it. You're going to do something with these people. And what there's something I want to define first, which is called baseline. Baseline is their behavior without any treatment. And so we're going to do that. We're going to look at baseline, and then we're going to look at behavior after treatment. And remember, this is just a single participant. So let's take a look at the first design. It's called an A-B design. For some reason, they say that baseline is A. A always stands for baseline here. So, and then B always stands for treatment. So the A-B design is just something like, for example, to reduce Johnny's temper tantrums, we measure baseline temper tantrums. And then we measure the number of temper tantrums once he starts treatment. So, for example, on baseline, his temper tantrums, let's say, are high. And then when he starts treatment, you start doing timeout for every time he has a temper tantrum. Then now his temper tantrums go down. The problem with concluding that the treatment had an effect, of course, is that anything else could have happened at the same time as that treatment. So we have that history effect here. Okay, so one of the things you can do to combat this history effect is that we do what's called a reversal design or an ABA design. Remember, A always stands for baseline. And so we have a baseline, and then we have a treatment, and then we go back to baseline. So again, to reduce Johnny's temper tantrums, we measure the number of temper tantrums he has without any treatment. Then we move to a treatment that, for example, we start timeout for every temper tantrum. We look at the number of temper tantrums he has in that B condition or the treatment condition, and then we reverse it back to baseline. And what we should see is that his temper tantrums start high, they go down, and then they go up again. And so if they return to baseline levels, if the behavior returns to baseline level, then we can be pretty sure that the timeout was working there. And so that kind of takes care of that problem of the history effect. Okay. So we can see that here, Philip's, we're trying to get Philip to attend class, and so he gets rewards for paying attention in class. And so first we took a look at his baseline, and he wasn't paying attention at all. And then when he started getting rewards for paying attention, you could see during that treatment phase, he was paying attention much better. And then you can see that dropped off again when we return to baseline there. Well, that gives it, just so you can see in this graph, you go, whoa, of course the treatment worked, right? So you have a good idea that the treatment is working there. Now, there could be a history effect still if something happened at the same exact time as that treatment, but it's like a little bit less likely because it'd have to be right during those sessions of the treatment. Okay, so there's problems, however, with the ABA design. One big problem is that the design ends in a baseline condition, which is not very good from a therapeutic point of view, because we really want this to be a therapeutic thing. We want the kid to be getting better. So the solution to that is, so we don't want to leave them, not attending in class, or we don't want to leave them having a lot of temper tantrums. So the solution there is to introduce the treatment one more time. And so we do that in an ABAB design, which is baseline treatment, baseline treatment. Okay. Another problem with the ABA design, so back to the just, leaving it with a baseline here, is that if there's no reversal of the baseline, we can't really tell if the treatment had an effect, but the treatment may have a carryover effect into that second baseline. So let me just go back to the previous slide and show you this. Let's say that this red line just stayed up on this, under this baseline B. It may be that in fact Philip was doing better and he didn't need those rewards anymore, and now his behavior is better. But we wouldn't be able to tell if that treatment really had an effect there, and unless it goes down again. So sometimes if there's a carryover effect in this, and his behavior stays better, then that's kind of a problem there. Okay, so last activity here is to design your own single case design. Let's say that your best friend suffers from severe headaches. You notice that she drinks a crap load of diet soda. And so I want you to design a single case experiment. You're going to do this just on your friend because it's a single participant, single case experiment to test whether diet soda is causing her headaches. You can use an AB design, an ABA design, or an ABAB design. I want you to think about what design you would choose and why you would choose that design, because certainly some designs are better than other designs. So with that, I'm going to quit and let you know that I'm not just in videos. I actually exist as a real person. And dang, I'm trying to, okay, here I'm back. I exist as a real person and I'm here to help you. So if you guys want to talk about any of this stuff, let's talk about it. Feel free. We can have live meetings by Zoom. We can talk over the phone. We can text, whatever works for you. My phone number is 573-303-4734. And I hope that you guys are having a great day.